Hello, everybody. This is Mark from Orbit here with Charles. I don't know if there's a camera on Charles or not. Say hello, Charles.
Oh, that is your voice.
Oh yeah.
I have my YouTube still on.
Still working out some kinks. So it looks like.
Well,
somewhat.
Every day is a kink for me.
That's right. Oh, hey. Oh,
hey.
Hey. Oh, hey.
Oh, sorry. Come back. There we go. You see yourself now?
I do. I have never not seen myself, but here we are. All right. Just give everybody a second to hop on. So it's only one person. Maybe it's probably more than one person. Anyway, how's it going? It's good. It's February. We are rocking right along in the new year. It's my birthday month. My birthday is in a couple weeks. And it usually tends to warm up a little bit here in beautiful Asheville, North Carolina, just for a little bit. But we'll see if the snow comes back. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Anyway, lots of stuff to talk about today. Of course, I'll be answering questions and all that good stuff. I believe we're going to try out. Thanks to Charles. This looks a lot better behind me, as you see. If you've never seen that one, you should. Right there. Yeah, that's a good one. Also got some fancy doodad here where I can show things to you. A camera. Put my hand down here. Maybe. Do you have to switch a camera or something, or what's going on? Huh?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, all right. There we go. All right. So I guess I will announce when I'm going to put stuff on the table, and we'll take it from there. My hand's off now. Right. You can come back to my beautiful face. There we go. There we go. All right. I'm pretty much going to cut right back to that. All right. Let's start because I want to use this nifty new device here, this nifty new camera. I'm going to start with a little snark, a little ribbing for some of you. Not all of you. Most of you know. Anyway, we occasionally get angry comments and angry emails and phone calls. Do not call us if you order from us online because they cannot help you. There's one guy who tries, even though I've told him to stop helping the online customers, but he as well cannot help you. Anyway, we not too often get some angry people. One last week here, actually, that said they ordered one-day shipping. Well, so if you want to cut the camera there, Charles, we will go to this presentation.
Yes.
All right. So it goes up, up, there we go. Like that. Yes. So it's very bright. Can you unbright it?
Yes, I can unbrighten it.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. There we go. So I just want to remind everybody, and you can keep it on this camera. You don't have to cut back to my beautiful face again. Orbit DVD has never or never will offer overnight shipping or guarantee one-day delivery. Why? Because we know it's impossible. I've worked enough in shipping here and there to know that you can't do it. So anyway, what I have done here is to prove to you that there's absolutely no way you can get stuff overnight unless you live maybe not even in Asheville, maybe Greenville. Our processing center is in Greenville, South Carolina. So if you live in Greenville, you might get one-day shipping. Anyway, it's bright again. Oh, well. Guess we should have checked this beforehand.
We definitely can do screenshots next time.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Just do a screenshot.
All right. So I don't really need to show that to you. So most of you, when you place an order with us, there's options. The options we have for you are media mail, which is what most of you choose. Also, Postal Service Ground Advantage, Postal Service Priority Mail, then UPS Ground. So anyway, here's on the website of the Postal Service of what their definition of priority mail is, which is if you can see, it's still a little bright.
Yes, I'm adjusting that right now.
2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, you might want to keep that at that level for a little bit. Anyway, we cannot send you anything by the Postal Service overnight. This is the fastest, technically, that the Postal Service option we have on the website. Now then, a lot of y'all say media mail, you get a couple of days anyway. So keep that in mind. Took me some digging for UPS, but that UPS ground option is this. One to 5 business days. Okay. So if you live close to us, it could be 1 day. But 1 to 5 business days is the norm. Now then, there are things that happen in life, namely weather. And if you live where we live, which is here, the South. Thank you, Stutterstock, by the way, or Shutterstock, right? Stutterstock. If we live here, the South does not handle snow too well, and the Postal Service slows down or stops. So if any of you ordered what you perceive to have 1 day, I'm done. 1 day, 1 day shipping from us. Please realize that there's no 1 day, and also things happen. Once it's out of our hands, once the carriers, either UPS or Postal Service, pick it up, you're on your own. We can try to help, but there's not much we can do at that point. So, all right. Like I said, that's a little snarkiness for me. When it's all said and done, when it comes time for me to retire, I'm writing a book, by the way. I might not be naming names, but I'll be close as I can.
What, for your last piece of work, you're going to make people read?
I'm going to make people read. Now, once again, 99.9% of you are awesome. You're great. We love you. But it's that 0.01%. Usually the upper age bracket, we theorize, actually, that's a problem. All right. Moving on. If you don't know, we are in the midst of a sale. We have a sale for 2 weeks. It ends on the 22nd at midnight, and it's the Indicator US and UK sale. And it's going quite well. We're doing really well. It's 30% off of our prices. I'm too lazy to switch everything to SRP, which means suggested retail price, and then change it to 50% off. But anyway, 30% off, our prices are either slightly above 50% or in a lot of cases below 50%. So anyway, have at it. Have at it. Lots of great 4Ks if you like Jean Rollin, right? So some good stuff there, and some great stuff from the UK as well. I think I can take home whatever, but if you don't have Night of the Demon yet, you really should. You should buy it so they'll announce the 4K next week. But anyway, that sale is going to go on for 2 weeks. We're lining up another one for March, April, and we're looking for more UK collaborators in the future as well, because these Indicator UK sales have done really well for us and them. So, okay, moving on to the used haul. This is where I show you things that we have bought from you. These are all used. These all will go live at 5 o'clock. I brought a good smattering this time. A couple are up there, but anyway, most of them are affordable. I had no idea that this one existed before. Let's see, steelbook, a Blu-ray steelbook of, you want to switch over there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, switch the cameras to, light's a little bit light there. So The Day the Earth Stood Still. It's actually this light here that's the problem, I think.
Oh, is it that one?
Yeah, the one that's direct. There. Oh, that's perfect. All right, great. Thank you. The Day the Earth Stood Still, steelbook. There's a little bit of dinging up here in the top, but really nice. Somebody somewhere has got to release this one eventually. This is Lady in White, but still very affordable as a Shout Factory out of print title. Now this one is still in print, but they just announced a Criterion release coming out. I'm showing this one because I'm hoping that they have, and I'm lazy. I should read the specs of the Criterion. I'm more than certain they ported over this commentary track. This is one of the best commentary tracks, I think, of all time. This is John Borman in conversation with Steven Soderbergh. Steven Soderbergh is an absolute student of this film. And I think personally it's one of the best, and really shows, I think, what a commentary track can do, which is to educate and to give you a lot of information about everything. Excellent movie. It's one of my favorite films, and this is one of the best commentary tracks out there. Now, this one I think came out in '86, meaning that we will, 86, meaning we'll probably see a 40th anniversary 4K at some point, but this is the MGM, right? Yeah, MGM release of Manhunter. Of course, there are other versions of this, all out of print. Anyway, there's that. This person that sold it to us was maybe 4 months too late for the original Blu-ray release of Dogma by Sony. The prices have dropped, but what I'm finding, though, I'm seeing online is people are collecting every version of every Kevin Smith film they can. So VHS and, I don't think there's any beta tape, but anyway, VHS and DVDs and Blu-rays of Dogma out there. This one just went out of print, we found out, but still kind of in the affordable range a little bit. So there's Antichrist by Lars von Trier. And then finally, these are up there. The new, well, I don't think it's new, but they've been around for a few years now. But this is probably some of the most collectible, companies out there right now, I think, which is Radiance Films. This is World Noir Volume 2, Volume 1. There is a Corner Crunch here. And then a small one here. Other than that, excellent shape. It's got their little sideways J card, which I forgot the terminology for that. Anyway, that is the used haul of the week. These are all going live at 5, by the way. So anyway, if there's anything you want to sell me, just stack the movies and take photos like so. Send those photos to webmail at orbedvd.com. That is webmail at orbedvd.com. We'll give you a quote. If you like that quote, just mail it in. And after a quality check, which I think Ty has done the video for the how to ship things back to us, I thought originally that people were perceptive and they go, well, Orbit ships so well, I'm going to also ship well, sending back to you. No. Most are fine, but anyway, some people, it's unbelievable how we get stuff coming in. Anyway, after a quality check, we will send you either cash or credit. So that's the used haul of the week.
Where did they send it to?
They send it to, you can send it to, what address do I have? Probably 781 Haywood Road.
Oh, no, I mean email.
Oh, the webmail at orbedvd.com. Yeah, there we go. That's it. I didn't say that? Okay. There we go. That's how you reach us for everything so far. We might splinter that off a little bit here in the near future. But if you have a question, if you have an order issue, that's how you contact us. There we go. Yes. Let's leave that up the whole time. All right. Used haul of the week. Those are going live at 5 p.m. today, by the way. All right. Pre-orders. Let's move on to a impressive list of stuff that we have on the website. And there's more stuff coming. So Rebecca usually just hunkers down over the computer on Friday morning and then gets a lot of the pre-orders in. But anyway, she snuck a few through today. So let's go through this real quick. There is going to be, this is UK. We haven't heard of a US release of this yet, of Racer. which I consider perhaps maybe the last classic Schwarzenegger film, maybe 90s. They come out like late 90s. I think I remember watching that in the 90s. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. But anyway, there is a regular steelbook release. This is Warner Brothers, a regular steelbook release, and then a limited edition that's got the bells and whistles. We don't have much information yet as far as a graphic or what comes with it, but it's usually going to be like the usual UK Warner Brothers sets that have like probably going to have a hard box with a poster and maybe some art cards and stuff like that. Also, this was offered to us. This is extremely limited. And once again, we don't have much to show you yet on this, but this is what we heard is an HMV exclusive of what the original West Side Story 4K. It's a media book. It's coming from the UK though. So it's a UK 4K media book of the original West Side Story, one of the most classic films and musicals of all time. All right, moving on to, once again, to our friends at Radiance. We absolutely love all their announcements because most of the time, I don't know what the hell they're releasing. What is this? But that's the beauty of Radiance, right? Like so many companies like Second Run, Radiance, and Third Window, all these companies are like going, well, I know maybe half of the movies are releasing, but the other half are just, absolute, it's a clinic. It really is. It schools us on the world of film. Anyway, actually, I know most of these, so I can't believe it. Anyway, this is what I don't, but None in Rope Hell. A Cult is My Passport. I think this is like their new sub-label, like the Night of the Juggler and the upcoming Stuntman. But this is Taxidermia. Excellent film if you've never seen that. Le Professionnel. Janine La Purcell. I think I'm getting these right. Early De Niro. I think this is also De Palma, right? Hi, Mom. And then Aesthetics of a Bullet. Anyway, that's all Radiance for the month. Moving on to Australia. Great stuff coming from there. After Dark Volume 4. State of Grace, Dark Blue. These are all big box stuff, as they tend to do. Central Film Noir Volume 6. And then Tales of Adventure Volume 10. Volume 9 was huge and a huge pain in the ass. But anyway, Volume 10, hopefully with no issues, is available for pre-order now. And then finally, this one we've been waiting forever from actually, we're hoping Criterion will put a version of this. They have it on DVD, but now finally a Blu-ray is available of Redbeard. So super happy about that as well. Tons of pre-orders up. Like I said, Rebecca is going to be hard at work on Friday getting this stuff up and going. Probably by late morning. So just keep checking back with us. And pre-orders are just bonkers right now, which I'm going to talk about here in a second, actually. So anyway, that is pre-orders. What's that?
They're all in the chat.
Great.
Put all the links.
Oh, excellent. And links are in the chat from Charles. I like having another person here. This is great. All I can do is babble.
I can see the Andy Rick.
Wait. You're chuckling like you agree with that. All right, moving on to new releases. And speaking of pre-orders, this is the first huge pre-order of the year, and this is huge. Let's move on to Arrow's releases this month of Excalibur and Westworld. Yes, we got all the pre-orders out that were fulfillable, meaning if you still have a pre-order that's not out yet, your order will be shipped when that comes in. But anyway, if you had just those by themselves, or if you had everything ready to go, you already had the pre-order sent to you. We went live with these a couple days ago. And guess what? They're all out right now. So we're getting restocked as we speak.
We do Westworld Blu-ray. I think
we maybe still have a Westworld Blu-ray. So keep that in mind. All right. Moving on to our friends at Hammer. Stolen Face is available now. Cry of the Banshee 4K. Again, our friends at Radiance, another great release here. The Japanese Godfather trilogy. We don't expect these to last long. A third version of Dogma 4K from the UK is available now. Our friends at NVD, knockoff 4K. Lots of Van Damme 4Ks are coming out, so hang tight for that. Like last year, it's the same company that put out the new Toxic Avenger. It's the new version of Silent Night, Deadly Night 4K. It's the slip-covered regular version, and then there's a slip-covered steelbook version that's out too. Then finally, for you steelbook haters out there, there's a standard version of 7 4K is available as well. Lots of new releases up. Never stops. I'm about ready to talk to you about a lot more coming out in the next couple of days. But anyway, just get on the new release page and you'll see what's available there. I'm going to take a swig. All right, moving on. Restocks. So, trying to keep up with a lot of the hottest stuff out there, and you know, it comes when it comes, right? But anyway, hopefully in a few days, it maybe will be Friday, but my guess will be Monday. Is what I think has turned out with the fall is it has absolutely snowballed into maybe a lot of people's. It was in my top 10 of the year as far as releases go, and I think it's. A lot of people are saying it's fantastic. It is fantastic. But anyway, we should be seeing a very healthy restock of the fall 4K with slip covers. So, you know, it's got the precious slip covers. So make sure you have a back in stock notification for that if you have not picked that up yet. Speaking of slip covers, this one we're kind of trying to iron out. We just got this in a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. But anyway, the Studio Canal's straight story 4K, we believe was supposed to all be slip covered, but half of ours came with slip covers and half of them did not. You know, a lot of people don't care about slip covers, but then the people that really do, which we want to make everybody happy here. So we just got a few more slip covers today from one of our suppliers in England. Those are live now on the site. I think there's still some available if you haven't picked those up yet. We're trying to find out what's going on with Studio Canal. They actually are. This happens a lot with American companies, the major studios, where we'll get in a slip cover, then we won't. Then restocks, we will, we won't, we won't. Studio Canal is basically the only company in the UK that kind of happens with. So we're trying to get some information if the slip covers are gone, or we're going to get some back in. From Germany, we've got yet another restock of the Hellraiser 4K. The 2022 Hellraiser, and then also a smattering, maybe 4 different versions of the Frighteners 4K. And I think some of those are still in stock. So we're going to keep getting these in until we think the market has been satisfied or satiated, I guess, best way to describe it. All right, upcoming. This one I think just got handed over for pre-order fulfillment, and then we'll go live with these probably. My guess would be maybe Friday, but She Shoots Straight from our friends at 88 Films. I believe Peking Opera Blues that's coming in. So we'll be able to finish that one up as far as pre-orders, and those will probably go live again on Friday. Also Friday should be Thunderbirds, the show. This is an amazing set from the UK. We've been waiting months for this, and it's on its way. We're getting it. These should be tomorrow, I think. It's the Steelbook 4K release of Nightcrawler. One I'm dying to see is this. I might stream it first, although I don't think I have Hulu anymore. But anyway, Predator Badlands 4K. Also Ben-Hur 4K. And then finally, I think these are also going to be on Friday, or maybe the top of next week. But Good Boy 4K. And then Save the Green Planet from Arrow is on the way as well. So that is it for me. I got a pile of crap down here. I'm going to scroll up. The Beyond poster, yeah, we dig it.
And if you could read the questions out loud when you see them.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah. Anything from the Sinistrange Vault anime media books? We'll look into that. I want to make a note of that there. Sinistrange. Yeah. So admittedly, anime outside of my knowledge base, which pretty much ended in the 90s. Well, moving on through Ghibli, of course, but I like anime movies. I watch them, but we get to the shows and things like that, I have to defer to my kids who don't work here and don't even live near us at all. And also, admittedly, I think our entire staff is more horror based people than anime people. There's a few anime fans out there, but it's hard keeping up with this stuff. So, but anyway, we realized that we operate a big tent, and we have been buying lots of used anime. Of course, we never stopped that, and we'll continue to do so, and looking to find foreign released anime as well. Initially, when I started looking in other countries, like Mad Men or I forgot the companies in the UK, it's basically the same titles that are out here in the US. But I think now there's starting to be some diversification. I think we saw Macross. I can't remember what it's a classic series that was available.
Macross?
There's some UK ones that came out recently that were UK only. So we are always trying to get our trying to find what we can't find. Best way to put it. Good afternoon, Mark. I placed a pre-order for Save the Green Planet on 4K. I emailed Orbit this morning since I'm out of town at the end of the next week. Can you please ship it out on Friday? If that's all you've ordered, then it basically will ship immediately. So we are expecting it tomorrow. Once again, shipping lanes are a little strange right now, but UPS and our shipments from UK are typically 2 days. So we are expecting it tomorrow. If that's even the case, we should see it Friday. And then we always try to get all the pre-orders out like within a day or two. So. Any restocks of the Anora steelbook from Germany? We'll check on that. There, as this hobby grows and as people, as the collectors grow as a community, what we were finding is a lot of these companies that normally would have very small amounts of things are not so small anymore. So like the German titles especially were sometimes limited to 300 per cover or anything like that. We're starting to see that grow, which is great because that gives you the opportunity to be able to pick up these releases, and then don't have to pay resale prices for them. So Anora is something that I feel that should be still in stock, and we'll check up on that. Will you guys be getting a restock on Vinegar Syndrome's Tank Girl? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And Laura Petty is going to be at Horror Hound next month, so I'm going to stank it. I'm going to tank it up, tank girl it up, and Point Break it up too, right? Yeah. Marty Supreme pre-order, yeah. Once we get the information, I believe it will be a 4K. Once we get that information, we'll put it up there, and we're excited to see what the rest of the world has for this film as well. This is like a classroom. Yeah, it's like an overhead projector. I've always wanted one of those overhead projectors because I always was obsessed with the Fillmore West like glass plate and food coloring, like Allman Brothers shit, like Grateful Dead. Yeah. I've always wanted to do that, but it is almost like an overhead projector. Maybe we should get an old school overhead projector.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be kind of nice. Yeah. All right, people are commenting about my little lecture about one day shipping here.
Yeah.
Tell them like Scary Movie 3. What about business days? Does it include holidays? Well, it all depends. What about holiday? Yeah, so Monday's a holiday, by the way, if you don't know that. So I think I mentioned this maybe even just a few weeks ago on this live stream. we had a guy just, people get upset over things, and then they immediately go to Reddit, either for internet points or they want to vent, which I understand. This guy was venting about us. He had ordered on a Sunday night, and I believe it was maybe Flag Day. It was a national holiday.
What, the gentleman that ordered online? He ordered on a Friday right before.
No, not the guy last week. No, this was years ago. But anyway, he ordered late Sunday night. Mail was not picking up on Monday because it was a federal holiday, and he immediately went to Reddit to complain about our lack of fulfillment from Sunday night to a day that he will not get any tracking information. And if you're on Reddit, y'all took care of him pretty quick. Be nice to people. We try to be nice to people, but y'all were nice. But it was definitely firm, firm but nice. Do you know when Deaf Crocodile's White Son of Desert's coming up? It had a 1/31 release date. Yeah, I think they're a few weeks behind with their titles, but they're catching up. So I suspect we'll see that pretty soon. Have you got any copies of the Thunderbird's 60th anniversary set in yet? Well, funny you should say that. I think I just did say that. So yeah, it's coming. Imprint just released steelbooks of John Woo's Killer and Hard Boiled. When will the pre-orders be available on DVD? It's like, once again, once we get information, and the information mainly is weight and dimensions, but we have an idea of what size these are. But anyway, once we get that information and price, we'll throw it right up on the website. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I was gonna take home Arrow, but like I kind of like Imprint, So I'm sure it's all the same transfer, right? It probably is. Might go Imprint with this one. How many of you got all three? I'm kind of curious to see about that. Or going to buy all three. I'm waiting on the Return of the Living Dead for 4K. I don't think that's going to happen in the States, right? That's Vestron Lionsgate. Overseas, though, possibly. Clean artwork. What's going on there?
Oh, I think they were looking at the cover of what you were putting out.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah, it actually looked better with no light on it. I personally think.
Yes.
Yo, Mark, the risk of being a nuisance on this, no one's a nuisance. Let me just go ahead and say that. No one's ever a nuisance asking questions. A while back, you noticed a chance of getting some TCM2 Arrow limited stock. Arrow Orbit web support me advised last week that it's out of print. Any chance of that? Yeah. So that's apologies on my behalf. That was me answering you, by the way. We did have TCM2 available for us until around Christmas. And then I guess that Christmas always, stocks dwindle pretty quick. So TCM2 is gone. There might be we always try to keep an eye out for Arrow titles, because what happens is like a chain like HMV or somebody in the UK will return copies of these titles to our suppliers, and then that gives us an opportunity to buy them. But I can't guarantee that's going to happen with this. It might, because it took a long time for it to sell out. So just keep checking back, and I'll buy this stuff used too. We've seen a few copies of the used copy come in from time to time. Day of the Earth Stood Still is dying for 4K. Yeah, it will be Sony. It'll be Sony if that happens. But yeah, I agree with you on that. Vinegar Syndrome is putting out Lady in White. I believe that, I almost said Vinegar Syndrome because it feels like that's a perfect, because they sort of hit that MGM mid 80s nostalgia pretty well. So I feel like that probably would be the company to do it, and we'll see what happens. How fast are pre-orders selling for Imprint After Dark Neo-Noir set? I'm disappointed it only has one 4K included, but has some great titles. City of Industry is fantastic. Yeah, City of Industry is a great film. I don't think it will be any different than the last ones, honestly. But yeah, it'll sell. I picked up the Steelbook as Dogma. That's great. Yeah. All right, someone gave me the terminology, and I had to burn this because I've been told this before. So someone's saying what the terminology of these sideways J card is Orbee strip. Orbee strip. That is what it's called. I'll have to burn that into my brain, but I have a second brain across the counter from me here. So
I mean, it does sound like Orbee strip.
Orbee. Oh, I'm gonna call it the Orbee strip. That's what you should be calling it. Oh, yeah, we can do this. What else? All right, speaking of Orbee strip, here's the other terminology we invented last week, right? Also want to chime in to say long live Slip Coven. Or Slip Coven, right? There's going to be a whole encyclopedia of orbit terminology here. So the Orbee strip and then Slip Coven.
The guys up front at the front counter, they were all trying to make a comprehensive list of every film they reference. And I know they're probably over 40 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to dial it back a little bit. I say keep it to a dozen. That should just cover the range of emotions and things out there. We got to start integrating those Slip Coven in our social media. Join the Slip Coven.
Put it on the website.
Yeah, Slip Coven. Yeah, this one's an excellent one. It's actually something that Charles needs to see. Let's see. Is it possible to add hammer and turbine to the import label options? Done, right?
So whoever, if you can hear this, I read that and then added it to the main menu already.
Oh.
It's there now. Hammer and turbine should be underneath the top header, underneath label, import labels. You'll see both now turbine and hammer.
Happening in real time. This is great. Love it. Thank you, Charles. And thank you and this is the questions we want. Anything that you feel helps our functionality on our website. We're dying to hear your opinions, good or bad, and any type of suggestions you might have, and feedback. Lots of feedback. So thank you. All right, talking about Eraser. Eraser is a Jim. Wasn't Eraser his last movie became governor? I think it's actually the Sixth Day or Sixth Man. Is that right? The cloning movie?
Oh, that was
with Robert Duvall. That was a great film too. I like that one as well. But like maybe End of Days was after Eraser too, right?
It was End of Days. I think it was
End of Days. Okay, I think maybe the Sixth Day.
Sixth Day.
Yeah. So Sixth Day I think maybe came out after he became governor, but he shot it before, of course. But yeah, End of Days maybe is the last one released before that. I need to watch that again too. I'm curious who did the artwork on the Orbit poster behind you. They deserve a shout out. You should make that into a shirt. Oh, you're talking about probably this one here? Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's what's his name. I have to look his name up again. Memory fails me right now.
It might be on the front too.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Levy. Sorry, Josh, if you ever see this. Yeah, this is great. This is back when we still kind of had, we still sell everything on here. We actually, no more comics. No more books now, too, by the way. But anyway, yeah, I like this one a lot. Might be the same shirt I'm wearing, actually. No, this is a new shirt. It's my Norway shirt. I bought this from Norway. And this is my good friend Jason Krekel. Did this one, too. I love this one. This was a double feature that I paid like $500 for films, the rights to the films, before all the more blanketed rights happened, and 6 people showed up. But the show must go on, right? I would say for a shirt, like anything that's like way too many colors sometimes is too busy. We tried it with our Earnest of Darkness, which I guess we need to bring that one down here too. We tried a shirt with the Earnest of Darkness, and the colors just bled. It wasn't great.
My shirt on black, it was designed for black instead of heather.
That's true. And yours was good. But how many colors was that? Like 2 or 3?
3.
3? Yeah. So I think 3 colors is probably not overdoing it. How quickly did those Frighteners from Turbine sell out? Luckily, I got the one I wanted. Yeah, those were maybe a little bit slower than usual, but like we gave you, I think, 4 options with that one. Is that right? Yeah, I think there's maybe 4 options with that one, and I think before I came in this room here, there's still a few left. Now they might have been already sold by the time I saw them, but yeah. We'll keep reordering the Frighteners until we feel like we have satisfied everybody.
Frighteners 4K with slip.
Well, there's 4. It's a German company, so there's I think there's 3 media book options, and then like a slip covered, like a regular edition of it. And that probably was now there was a humongous set that came out last year that was awesome. But until we get the eventual Arrow release, because remember that was in a postcard, I think, for a while. This is the best option we have for a 4K. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025 was a lot of fun. I heard it was. Yeah, I'm really excited to see that one. I watched Deb wanted to see the first one, so we watched that. And we actually turned it off. It was pretty bad. I remember it being pretty bad. I think actually the sequels for Silent Night, Deadly Night are better than the original film, which in a lot of horror movie franchises, that's not it's not too unusual, you know. Bet you're tired of this question. Any word on the UK Steelbook for one bad after the other? Yeah, we changed the street date on our website. What we were told was that PTA wanted to maybe add some stuff to it, which I don't know if I believe that or not. But anyway, it got nominated for some Oscars, so maybe they want to add some stuff just to make it a not pad the release, but make it a better release out there. We'll see what happens, but it's the end of March now, so it's basically a 2-month delay. Oh, and be getting a restocker Ricochet Denzel. You listed the wrong actor. It's the other actor you should be listing when you mention Ricochet. Yeah, we'll try to get some more copies of that. Why can't we cancel a pre-order that has been released? I pre-ordered Speed Racer right away, thinking it was a cartoon series on 4K. Then when I read the release, it was a movie. Just contact bring up the email for me if you don't mind. There we go. And now take it down. There we go. All right. So here's the reason why we, and then pretty much everybody else that's doing what we're doing, that's not a humongous multi-billion-dollar corporation, do not allow any type of cancellations for pre-orders. In most cases, if we had allowed that, it could totally mess up the quantities of what we are ordering from overseas, especially overseas. And that's what this is. It's an overseas release. It can totally just disrupt our business, meaning that, say, what if 100 people are able to cancel something? And then we are not able to cancel those 100 copies, which happens a lot. We are not able to adjust 100 copies to bring in what we need to bring in for release. That's why pre-orders are locked. That being said, we are very confident that we will take as many copies of this Speed Racer as we possibly can, and we have no problem canceling a pre-order of this release. So send an email to that webmail address and explain your situation and say, hey, sorry, I thought this was a cartoon. There we go. I thought this was a cartoon. I didn't know it was a film. They will cancel it for you.
And now.
Okay. Moving on to, I was just handed this note. One Frighteners left. So if you have not bought Frighteners, there's one left. So
I'll put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. All right. So if you haven't bought it yet, here's your option. But anyway, I have some grand designs about pre-orders, and I would love more flexibility. Once again, I just told you why it's difficult on our end. Another thing that was difficult for us to do was to find your order. That has changed. So we have slightly more flexibility in canceling pre-orders. Let me say that if you send us multiple requests to change and cancel pre-orders, then you will be excluded from pre-ordering. So because it still is some work for us to take care of you. And of course, there's a big difference that if you just ordered the Speed Racer by itself, that's no harm, no foul. They'll cancel it. It'll be available again for someone that wants to pre-order it. If you have, say, 20 items that are slowly fulfilling, and you want to cancel an order, then that's a problem. So I hope that answers your question. And once again, there should be no problem with you canceling that pre-order. I just hate the mouse scroll. It just takes you down too much. All right. There we go. Okay. Quick suggestion for marker trials. Get a cheap vinyl placemat from Target for your product cam. Easy to clean, maintain. Looks better. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I can answer this one. I know there was talk about it a few months ago, but are there plans to put a stock counter on each item on the site? We are going to experiment with this and I maybe should have mentioned this when I talked about the indicator sale. We are going to start now we've always had a deal type of thing, and we are going to put a counter up for those. So I'm bringing in, I'm offered deals from different companies that mostly going to be Arrow liquidation product. Some amazing discounts here, by the way. But anyway, we have one up now. I don't think we have a stock counter up yet, but like the Hellraiser box set is deeply discounted, the US version. So something like that will be I don't know if we have a separate page for it, but we'll have a separate section, and we want to have a stock counter to show you how many copies we have left of it. We're going to experiment with that, but I do believe that we can confidently move on to a permanent stock counter for everything. I have no problem with that at all. But we probably will be like what Vinegar Syndrome does: is we'll wait for a threshold, and then that's when you start seeing the ticker go down. I don't know if it's being passed over a note or not here. Let's see. Okay, it's being passed over a note.
In a minute, but yeah, you can keep going.
I can keep walking. I can keep talking here. Okay. I'm not sure this has been asked, but will you be getting the Thunder Trilogy media books from Retro Gold 63 in Germany? I don't think that one is on our radar. What we have found out about the German releases is we're kind of like sticking to, more, not say mainstream titles, but we have found ourselves bit in the ass a lot of times with a lot of these German releases, and we're having to liquidate them and we're not making money off of them. That's not everything, of course. Of course, we're making money off Hellraiser and Frighteners. But anyway, we'll make a note of that one, and we'll have Rebecca look at it. Okay, that's a good one to answer. I see, because I do get asked this question a lot, actually. So let me answer this one. I see on the website that Night of the Juggler from Radiance, the Radiance release, is no longer listed. I'm waiting for this along with the Stuntman pre-order, which should be coming in the next couple of weeks. This month, just want to be sure that my order is still good. Yeah. So basically, what happens is, you if you have anything with a pre-order on a ticket. Even like if you have something that we have in stock in the store, we pull that item off the floor and it goes into basically, for lack of a better term, a pre-order inventory. We place it there. I guarantee there's boxes of Night of the Juggler sitting there, but everything is accounted for. And as tickets get fulfilled, so in your case, if that's all you've ordered, what we'll do is once the Stuntman comes in, we'll print a ticket, and it'll show whoever's pulling that ticket that Stuntman and Night of the Juggler are on this ticket. They'll pull your copy of Night of the Juggler, and it goes out to you. So they're safe and secure. They're not on the floor where a customer can buy them. They're in its own inventory system, basically. You be getting any more Dan Curtis Gothic Tales from Kino Cult? I believe so. I don't think that one is out of print yet, but might be missing a slipcover. But I don't think there's any issues with any of the Dan Curtis material from Kino. Kino, we ordered direct to save you money. Basically, the prices have gone down a little bit thanks to them, but sometimes some of these smaller companies, and smaller meaning Kino, which is probably not a small company, but anyway, their ordering process is basically us sending a spreadsheet of what we want, and then there's some turnaround time, and then we get fulfilled. Some of these items get on back order, and they get sent to us when they come in.
So that is about the wish list.
Oh yeah.
So we have we're gonna get the button.
Yes, upcoming. We're getting a button to notify when was that a question?
No, well, that was about people trying to put in the back in stock, and questions about if we could have pre-orders.
Okay, I haven't seen a back in stock question yet.
Well, you mentioned it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
yeah.
Since we're
all right, so I guess this is an aside. Going back to stock, we're going to get a button to notify you when a pre-order arrives if you wait until the release. Meaning that if you did not pre-order a title, the title will still be available for you to give you a notification when we have it in stock. So in the case of like Monday, when Excalibur went live, you would have gotten a notification. This is through the Wishlist app that we have. We're going to be transitioning away from the back in stock app we have and transitioning to back in stock notifications with Wishlist. Wishlist, what we have found out, is a very powerful program that's going to allow us and you to benefit from greatly. So feel free to, if you don't really pre-order, if you missed a pre-order, you see anything closed, go ahead. I mean, once this happens, it hasn't happened yet, get a back in stock notification through Wishlist, and it'll let you know when it actually goes live.
Should be 2 weeks.
A couple weeks. RIP Bug Cort. Yeah, that one hurt. There's a lot that hurt lately. Of course, Catherine O'Hara. That one really hurt, right? That's when like you hope that she lived forever, but we don't live forever. Bug Cort hurts because I think so many of his films, Brewster McCloud is highly underrated. And then moving on to more of a character actor, but I'm a cheerleader, and one of the few Wes Anderson films I like, Life Aquatic, I think, out there. And of course, Harold Lamont, one of the best films and one of the best soundtracks of all time. One I didn't mention from a few weeks ago was a guy that was hugely influential for me. One when I started renting movies, and his name is Johnny Legend. I just saw his name maybe 3 months ago, where the artist John Legend, I guess more R&B-ish, I guess that's his genre, right? Pop thing, had to work out a deal with Johnny Legend to be able to use the name, because you register your names and whatnot. But anyway, Johnny Legend was a early proponent of VHS, and he worked with Rhino Video. I don't know if he worked at Rhino Video, but he's the one that came out with what turned out to be very influential for me, which were compilation tapes. Probably the first compilation tape made, I guess, now is the movie Orgy, which, thank you, Vinegar Syndrome and AGFA, the Joe Dante, I think 2.5, 3 hour long, basically a compilation. But anyway, Arise, Church of the Subgenius, I think, came after that, like after 10 years. And then Johnny Legend came out with Dope Mania and Sex Mania. So after I saw those, I'm like going, who is this Johnny Legend guy? Well, he's a freak. He was a guy wearing like silver pants and long beard and long hair, just a LA fixture, I guess, for decades. But anyway, I got turned on to the Aztec Mummy because of him, wrestling women, Mexico, anything Mexican cinema was really kind of, put in the forefront from him. Huge cult movie guy. And actually, me and Todd from Wild and Woolly Video were in Vegas like 15 years ago, saw him perform, and it was absolutely incredible. I'll have to talk about that some other time. But anyway, yeah. So most of these celebrity deaths are sad. Of course, Rob Reiner and his wife and whatever, and also today is James Vanderbeek too. Not really my childhood. I was, probably pushing 30 when I think Dawson's Creek came out, but a few of these have hurt, and the Bud Cort one stings. I'll have to watch, of course, Hell of a Mod again. But if you've never seen Brewster McCloud, I think we might have that. So I think it's a Warner Archive title. Charles can maybe look that up real quick, but it might be out of print now. But that'd be a good one to come out, because that's also Brewster McCloud, my last name. Yeah, so McCloud, yeah. About Bud Cort flying around the Houston Astrodome. Actually, it's just Altman followed up MASH with this one. It's bizarre. Like, we'll have to pick some copies up of that one.
We're sold out, but we did have the Blu-ray.
All right, we'll see what's available out there. A stock counter would be cool. I agree. We've had some internal discussions about stock counter, and there's no right or wrong in our discussions about this. I see pluses and minuses about it, but we do see some of you clicking add to cart like 250 times to see how many copies of a movie we have. So let's save your fingers and put a stock counter up. More Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer restocks. Yeah, it's not out of print. It's just, a lot of the stuff we're still actually recovering from holiday sales. Not us personally, well, us personally too, but also Arrow. So like I said this a few times in the past couple of months, but people think that some Arrow 4K releases go out of print, but they're not out of print. They're just out. So they're making more, and then we get more copies in. So I have a decent amount of Henry on back order, and I'll make sure to order a lot more. Ask them to do a sale, right, at some point. Any chance of more limited 4K Florida projects? We haven't seen any. I mean, there's the Hail Marys of we just thanks to our product. Auteur guru Rebecca, we're just happened to find more copies of The Guest and Bittersweet Life last year, but unless there's something like that happens, there's no plans to have more copies of limited edition of Florida Project. So sorry about that. Once again, secondary market, we do buy used copies, but that is what it is. Orbee strips started with Japanese records. Yeah, I guess you're right, huh? How about the Orbee strip? When did that start? That starts today.
Yes.
The Orbee strip starts today. To the slip Coven. The slip. Thank you for the new labels. Yeah. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles, for immediate response. Are you a Nine Inch Nails fan? No, I'm not. I do like his soundtrack work occasionally. Some of that stuff's good. I still need to see the new Tron. I heard the soundtrack's awesome on that. I'm mad at him because we were supposed to go to LA and see his composer concert, it was incredible. That it was going to be in an equestrian center with 3 separate stages, but it was going to be him, Danny Elfman, John Carpenter, Claudio. Who else there? I forgot the composer who did White Lotus, the one who won the Oscar for the Joker. Tributes to, I think, by Questlove for Superfly. Tributes to Howard Shore. Tributes to, like, it was absolutely insane, this concert, and it got canceled. It got canceled, I think, probably due to low ticket sales, but also maybe the fact that some of these foreign composers maybe don't want to come to the United States right now. Who knows? But anyway, I don't hate him. I do like the Pretty Hate Machine. I did see him in the first Lollapalooza, but I was watching him perform, like going, damn, someone got screwed over at the prom. So but I did kind of like that album, but not much past that. I do, it's one of those things where it's not me, but I major respect for him. And also he played Moogfest. Moogfest was, because if you don't know a Asheville trivia, Robert Moog, who invented the Moog synthesizer, lived here for decades. He didn't grow up here, but he ended up settling here, I think, in the 70s. And what's that?
Taught here, UNCA.
He taught at UNCA, and they resurrected, the Moog. So anyway, they had for 3 years after he passed here the Moogfest. The city was unwilling to pony up for money, so they moved to Durham, and I think it just fizzled out after that. But anyway, I saw him again, and a great show. It was a great show. But I think before him was Sparks, and that was even better. So any more Tank Girls coming in? Yes, they are. I saw a pre-order for a re-release on the Nightmare on Elm Street steelbook set. I think UK and the info. Yeah, so let me say that it is not the exact same release. I don't know if I'm supposed to get any information about it, so just stay tuned. If you missed out, don't pay the eBay prices. If you don't care about numbers or anything like that, numbered, not really numbers, because you'll need to see 1 through 7 on there, right? But anyway, I'll leave it at that. Once again, I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about that or not yet. Or is it I don't think it's on our site yet. I need to purge some titles. Do you give more value for stored credit, trade, and so cash? Yes, we do. We do. On Monday, I got an in-stock alert for the Elephant Man 4K from Studio Canal. Looked away for a few minutes, and by the time I went to the site, it was sold out again. More on the way. Yeah, they are. They are. It's like, once again, it's like, it's sort of like the post-Christmas and also tax season. People getting returns. They're buying 4K players, so they're just loading up. And then there's the, I think it was maybe a unfounded run on the Criterion Elephant Man, if I remember this correctly, because it's not available in 4K yet here in the States. Guaranteed going to be a Criterion release. But anyway, I think there was maybe a people thought it was out of print, which maybe one version is. I can't remember exactly what happened with that. But anyway, there was a run on everything Elephant Man. But anyway, that Studio Canal 4K of Elephant Man is superb. Absolutely superb. And it's one of those things where, like, going, can there be an improvement from a black and white Criterion Blu-ray release. And to my dumb eyes, I would say yes, but for most people, it might be okay. But anyway, yeah, we'll get more copies in, and might be here tomorrow or Friday. Sign up for a back in stock notification. Finally caught Begonia and the other day, and holy smokes, what a ride! Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone were so good in it. Plemons got robbed, right? I think he got robbed. I think he definitely should have gotten, because he was the main character in that whole thing, and he definitely should have gotten an Oscar nomination. I will say that, if you've not seen Save the Green Planet, that's what the movie's based on, and we should be seeing that very soon. Now then, once again, it's a pretty faithful retelling of that film, a remake. So you might not want to see Save the Green Planet. But anyway, Begonia, I think, stands on its own. And there's been a lot of time for me between the two films. That was a huge early hit for us as a rental store, and really an early example of what Korean cinema was doing at that time. It just really exploded, I think, right after that. Mark, do you know how limited the Turbine Dante's Peak is? No, but Turbine's done a really good job of just having something in print. So I can ask Rebecca that question. I still have my Ernest of Darkness sticker. That's great. Yeah. Funny story behind that. I was, as a group that I'm on Facebook, not on Facebook much anymore, but anyway, someone showed it on there, and this is stupid me. And just, I've learned a lesson with this. Honestly, I shared it on my Instagram page, which got shared to Facebook, and I didn't credit him, and that's my fault. But anyway, he raised holy hell, which he deservedly so. And I said, dude, it's me. I'm sorry. Can we work something out? And actually, he sold me the image, which I loved to death. So that worked out in the end. And I think both parties came away happy. I paid him more than he actually asked me for the image as well. So even better. But anyway, yeah, I love that one. That's actually on our sandwich board outside. It's Ernest of Darkness. I need to update it. It's a few years old and really sun-kissed at this point. Yeah, I just do a low stock threshold, just add low stock banner, and then first gets critical. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. So one copy, down to one copy. All right, this could be a Charles answer here.
Answers, yes.
Okay. Website question for you: is the little number in parentheses on the add to wish list button an indicator of how many other wish lists is in? Yes. Okay. All right. Or is that representing something else? So the answer is yes. I think you ask this question every week. Will you be carrying Greenland 1 and 2 4K from Lionsgate? If so, will it be a pre-order or on release? I like to avoid Amazon. We'll see what's available. Lionsgate's, the prices are pretty fair for us. So a lot of this major label stuff is out of our reach as far as like trying to be competitive. Sometimes it looks like we're just gouging people, but like we're not giving them much options there. But Lionsgate's fair, Sony's fair, Paramount's fair. Some other companies not so much. But anyway, yeah, we will try the best we can to bring in Greenland 1 and 2 for you. Okay, your warning worked. I just ordered Japanese Godfather trilogy. I should get that tomorrow, right? We're shipping it by Flappy Bird. This is the 10th anniversary of Flappy Bird. So Flappy Bird will personally deliver you tomorrow the Japanese Godfather trilogy. Got my Arrow stuff this week. Excalibur looks great. Yeah, I would say that Excalibur I think will definitely be a top 10 release for a lot of people. And I can't imagine a better looking and packed release than this Excalibur set. I'm absolutely blown away again by Arrow. I think they are truly in the forefront of all this right now. And we can quibble a little bit about either delays or sometimes mistakes in the discs, but Arrow's always made it right, and this is another absolutely exceptional release from Arrow. I think could end up being one of their best sellers, honestly, not just for us, but everywhere. I guess this is a question.
I couldn't quite understand it.
Okay, yeah, but I will clarify if this is. It is buy online for ship out, aka pre-ordered. Well, buy online means that we have it. You'll see a pre-order button for a pre-order. Is that? Yeah, let's go with that. How soon after Vinegar Syndrome starts shipping their titles do you guys get their stuff? Asking because I would like to get an order of Boxcar Bertha from you. Yeah, we've been ordering more copies of the 4Ks from Vinegar Syndrome. We kind of hit a lane with them as far as like what we need from them. So more copies of Boxcar Bertha are coming in than we normally have ordered in the past. But anyway, we should see those fairly soon. It's mostly towards the end of the month. Last month's actually came a little earlier than expected, maybe the third week. So next week is the third week of the month, and that's something that I would say realistically we could see it by then. If not, it'd be a week later. Regarding pre-orders, is there any way to get better visibility when the pre-order windows close? This will make soon-to-be released pre-orders easier to purchase with in-stock items. Well, I mean, the easiest answer is if the dates have stayed true, is to look at the date of when the release date is. So, in the case of, now sometimes we get things early. Sometimes we don't. Most of the UK product or overseas product is basically about a week before street date. So if you see a street date, then you can, say it's next week. They always release on a Monday in the UK. So it would be the 15th, 16th.
Wait, what's it?
So Monday will be the 16th, I think.
Yes,
but,
it would be.
Yeah. But anyway, so if you see February 16, that means that's when the street date of that title's coming out, meaning we should see it if everything works correctly around that time. So plan accordingly there. We're making a lot of changes. There's changes that you see, and then there's more changes that you don't see. And what you don't see is basically us trying to streamline our operations to be more efficient and be easier for the people that are doing the shipping. What we need is data. And once we get enough data, we will be making changes as we go along. But so far, we like the way things are going right now. There's some hiccups here and there, but they're getting ironed out. But anyway, take advantage of those street dates. We first had them by month, and then we decided to go by date as well. And if something gets changed, like one battle after the other, the street date will change on the banner, on the graphic, on the title itself too. So that's the best answer I have right now. I could see us eventually automating a process where either we're running out of something. So in the case of say I just mentioned the top of all this West Side Story, it's extremely limited. Once we hit our numbers on that, it's going to end, and that's maybe where a counter also would work too. It's like something like that, and then we still want to possibly look at a calendar process, but that's been more difficult than we originally thought it would be. Is Kill Bill the Whole Bloody Affair going to be a Lionsgate exclusive? Yeah, we're thinking that's probably what's going to happen at first. However, all those titles were available overseas, so we were able to pick up, like say Jackie Brown and Kill Bill 1 and 2, the original releases of those. So there might be an opportunity. We'll see. My favorite Catherine O'Hara is After Hours. That's an amazing one. Yes. Inward on Imprint's Beastmaster on the way. Brewster McCloud is one of my favorite Altmans. Yeah. So quirky, and Stacy Keach is so weird in it. Yeah, he is weird in that, right? Yeah. It's funny seeing Altman, sort of like develop his stable early. And Brewster McCloud, yeah. So, Shelley Duvall, Sally Kellerman, and Renee Adler, I mispronounced his name. I always remember from Benson. Renee Aber-Denois, I think that's how you do it. But yeah, great actor as well. But those three actors were in multiple Altman films. Really nice that Imprint is putting out a 4K A State of Grace. Any word on if there being a domestic version of that? Haven't heard anything yet. But once again, that could be I think that could be the Cinegraphique or Justin's label from Vinegar Syndrome. That'd be a perfect, because he is releasing MGM product, and that is an MGM film. That'd be a perfect release for him. Justin, if you're watching. Was Angel's Egg delayed by weather? Angel's Egg was delayed by popularity. We cannot keep that shit in. I mean, it's been incredible. The amount of interest in Angel's Egg. Keep the back in stock notification firing. We got, I think, maybe 50 copies in maybe a week or two ago. But they're sending them to us as fast as they're making them. And we have ordered hundreds of these. We have ordered a lot. So we are looking for a humongous restock of this as soon as possible. But it's just they're making them. That's the best we can do. Same thing with the fall. The fall has been, the interest in the fall has just grown and grown and grown and grown. I think the interest in Angel Egg has also grown, although that's, that came out like right before Christmas. Oh, I think I'm freezing up here.
Are you frozen?
I'm frozen. Oh, there I am. Okay. I'm unfrozen. I've been to Moogfest. Yeah. Caribou. Best act I've ever seen almost anywhere. Is the Burbs 4K release the insider info you hinted at 5 shows ago? I'm not going to tell you what that is. Imprint announced Hardboiled and Killer releases, and we will have them. Yeah, we will have those pre-order. We'll have those up for pre-order when that happens. Thanks for doing these live shows. Easily one of the top highlights of my week. I thoroughly enjoy them too. Arrow is hitting that sweet spot with desired titles and features for the real nerds. Yeah, they definitely have hit a stride right now, I think. And this, there's complaints about them and maybe Vinegar Syndrome saying they're kind of moving away from their roots. Well, you have to, right? Like I was a video rental store. I'm not doing that anymore. So maybe I'll come back around and do it. Who knows? I still got the shit in my basement. Anyway, like you got to change. You got to change and move on to what people want, right? Is there any chance of any of your indicator powerhouse sale titles will go out of stock, or you'll be able to order what you need? I was assured when I've got the list from both the UK and the US that these are fulfillable, everything. There has been some rare instances in these sales where we will have to cancel an item, but it's extremely rare. They know what they have, and they told us, beforehand, titles that they thought maybe we shouldn't have on the list, and we took them off. So anyway, how these sales work is you buy them and then we order them. And then once they come in, we fulfill them. So I usually break that up because the first couple of days are the biggest days of these sales usually. So I've already placed an order for the first 2 days of anyone that have bought these. So hopefully by the top of next week, we'll start fulfilling the first 2 days of the sale. And then we'll continue to keep ordering as the time goes on. Is Imprint good about hitting street dates for us here or the US, or is there a delay? The way I describe anything from Australia is they hang loose down there. So, like sometimes early, sometimes late. That's just the way it goes. Looking for the Great Silence 4K. Other sites are showing a pre-order with a date of 2/24. You'll be getting this. Yeah. So how we, since we are a direct, we order direct from Vinegar Syndrome, we get their titles a month early, and then we have the opportunity for some titles, most titles, to be able to get their limited editions or their slipcovers. We were unable to get that. We did get in one shipment of Great Silence, which immediately sold out. So the beauty of ordering from us is that we get these in pretty much a full month before their actual street date, when they usually send it to, I guess, Amazon. That being said, because there's lots of no guarantees in a very short window, we do not offer pre-orders for Vinegar Syndrome titles. We made an exception last year with the alternate cover for the Keep, and that went really well, and we'd like to do more like that. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, we got a pretty healthy restock of Great Silence coming. I don't think we're going to see it this week. It might be the top end next week. Would there ever be a way to add an add to order option? So if I do a block of pre-orders for a certain month, months ahead of time, then they announce more titles later, they can be added on. I have a dream. It's a crazy dream. And it's a dream that might get me divorced, because head shipper is very, lets me know immediately when something's when something's not working. I would love for you to be able to see a pool of pre-orders that you have placed and then pick what you want shipped. I don't think there is that technology anywhere out there for us to be able to do that. Maybe, but let's just say that I didn't say that, and it will never happen. But like again, we're trying to find what works the best for you and works best for us. And adding to pre-orders is unfortunately a little bit of a pain, because we're dealing with tech stuff, which Tech Guy is right here, and say that, like, you have a ticket, that ticket's kind of frozen in time, and it's very hard to add something to that ticket and then have to sort of regenerate it, if that's the best way to describe it. Like
in our workflows.
Yeah. So we did a lot to get to this point. Like I said, we are hoping for more flexibility out there, and we're always going to try to keep looking for that. But it's hard to do right now, and we're still learning. We're still learning. We actually are doing some major projects coming up to where we are going to have a small but very proper. It's going to be a proper warehouse, and as we automate things, as we streamline things, there might be the opportunities to be able to give more flexibility in the pre-ordering process. So all I can say is stay tuned. We hear you, and we want this to happen. We want what you just suggested to happen. I want it to happen. I like making more money, so and if there's the opportunity for more money to be made and not get killed, then I'm willing to explore it. So yeah, it's in a holding pattern right now. When you're expecting later rest releases from UK, I don't have an answer to that, but I'll look that up. I hope Gatorbait makes it out this year. TerraVision. There's actually one title that is longer. It's been sitting around for maybe 2 years at this point. And a decent amount of people pre-ordered it. And I guess they are just willing to hang on, or they just completely forgot about it. But it's not Massacre. It's another company. It's a company we love a lot. It's one of our bigger companies that we deal with. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And a lot of this stuff is, a lot of this stuff I think is fourth quarter, right? So the fourth quarter is a huge time of the year, and all these, that's when these major studios are not really into physical media anymore, but that's when they still want to make this stuff for Christmas, their presents. So there's also if there's still any Southern blockbusters left, like a Top Gun or whatever, or a Lilo and Stitch or whatever as well, they want to have copies available at least in a Walmart or a Target. Target's, I think, doing away with it, but Amazon or Walmart to have you grab off the shelf. So sometimes there's a lot of backlog in making these discs, and once again, I don't know if that's what happened. I'll give Ryan a lot of credit. He's very transparent about his business and what happens with his business. So I think he did give an explanation about it. I think that he is switching manufacturers for maybe the disc making process, and we'll see what happens there. Ryan's someone that I could possibly see even making his own plant. So it's funny because there was actually a plant just north of us. Sonopress. It's no longer Sonopress, but I wonder if the equipment could have been retrofitted for Blu-rays and 4Ks. I could have been making 4Ks by this point. Who knows? Shout out to the Orbit Tech guy. I know that's a good amount of work. Yeah, we basically he was a friend and a customer, and then he just came on board mainly for SEO stuff in the beginning, and then he discovered what the powers of our Shopify program could do. So he sort of took that on, and eventually I think we just looked at each other and said, "You're working for us." Yeah. So he's now Orbit. He's now been absorbed in the orbit land.
Like how many neighborhood cats become.
Yes, the cats come and go. So does Charles. I
came inside. I was like, "Oh, this is the perfect place."
You're far less annoying than a Cheeto. Okay, so this is good information, and this is like these websites, these label websites do hold on to product, and they won't be the last ones to carry it, which I think like say Second Sight does this. But someone mentioned that Night of the Juggler not sold out on Radiance. Their mailing list has stock updates on the bottom. We're continually looking for Night of the Juggler, but at this point we're not seeing any out there. Their website might be the last one to have it, so keep that in mind. All right, someone bought Day of the Earth Stood Still. If Sony announces a 4K tomorrow, you can thank me. Well, we're thanking you in advance. Thank you for your sacrifice. That's a great cover, though. I love that steelbook cover. The new version of that's worth a ton of money, by the way. Hey, Mark, I just put an indicator order, but one of the movies I own already. So if you look at my email, swap the movie for another one. We'll check that out. White Son of the Desert shipped to Deaf Crocodile subscribers already. Okay, so we should see it very soon. I'd say probably the next week. Hey, Mark, do you plan on stocking Crying Freeman 4K limited from Germany? Is it the cartoon or is it the live action? I think it's, what's the name, Mark? What's the guy from Drive and John Wick, right? Crying Freeman. We'll write that down. Yeah, even the live action one, I would definitely pick up. I believe that Vinegar Syndrome is doing a second run of The Great Silence with Slip. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think they kind of dropped the ball with that one. I mean, that's considered. It's on a lot of people's top 10 lists of all time. It's definitely on a short list of best westerns of all time. I feel that that was something that, and now that's Film Movement. It's, the partner label, but they, I'm not going to say drop the ball, because you don't know, right? Until you put something on the market, you don't know how popular something will be. But that'd be great if they did. I mean, I'm not a full-fledged member of the Slip Coven, but that's one that I'd like to pick up. And I'm going to Horror Hound next month, so we'll see. Great show, Mark and Charles. See you guys. Thank you. Today I placed an order and then bought a used disc. I love to be able to stack 2 orders together if it were possible. Send the shippers an email at that webmail address, which might be popping up here in a second.
Yes.
It's kept at the ready. I should just have a button, like a button that. There we go.
This is what this is going to be for.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. There we go. You can take that down now. Back to me. Now, unfortunately, sometimes we ship so fast that one order might have been fulfilled already. We'll see. Live action, Crying Freeman. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. We'll see what we can do. Just a quick for your information, Catermass and Catermass 2 don't show up under the Hammer label. Are you using tags, or are you using your metafield for that?
That should be the metafield.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. We switched from this is some techie stuff, but we'll work on it.
Yeah. Well, the collection hadn't been made, so I made the collection.
Oh, I see. Okay. Right.
Yeah, I can fix that.
All right. Damn, y'all kept me here a long time. 5:30. All right.
I do have one last survey question. If it changes your opinion about Trent Reznor, he did a group photo shoot with David Lynch.
Yep.
Together. They had a whole series.
Okay. I mean, sure. Lots of people have done photos with David Lynch.
They could probably have made a great band together.
Right. Do you like Nine Inch Nails?
I do like Nine Inch
Nails. It's your age group, maybe a little bit. So.
Yeah, I mean, they were edgy when I was in high school.
Right. Well,
yeah.
I mean, once again, I think that he has branched out into film composing quite well, and I do enjoy those. I think he definitely has the touch for that. I think he's extremely talented. This is not my jam. If you know what my jam is, our next out of country experience. We were in Norway 2 weeks ago, taking Deb on her birthday to Toronto to see the band Goat. So if you want to know what we like, it's bands like Goat. So of course I saw Black Sabbath too. So that's kind of my stoner metal and crazy Swedish tribal rock, I guess. I don't know how to describe Goat, but anyway, that's it for me.
All right.
These YouTube chats stretch out a little longer than the Instagram live streams. Well, yeah, I was doing those myself. I think that having Charles here has been a huge help, and he's able to answer and show you what can be achieved on the website, I guess. So that definitely, I think, has added some time, and more people are watching it too on YouTube, I believe, as well. So that has something to do with it. So thank you. I guess, I always see this on every YouTube video I see. like and subscribe, I guess, if you want to. I'm not pushing it for any of that shit, but like, you know, like.
Danny sent us something though, right as I was streaming. So we have a new closing image.
Oh, all right. Oh, there we go.
All right. Hope everyone has a good night.
Good night, everybody.